thanks for stopping by the channel. Today I'm going to be covering how to develop font in Illustrator, and I will work with another software called Font Forge to actually complete and build the fonts. This is going to be a two-part tutorial. Please take advantage of this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do it so you can keep yourself posted of what I'm going to be posting here. So thanks again for stopping by, and let's just dive in. Okay. All right, cool. First thing that I'm going to do here, this is going to be really quick. I will work with the Photoshop first, prepare the file, transfer this file to open this file in Illustrator, and there prepare each letter to submit to my third software, which will be Forge. Okay, so here I just basically I'm doing very basic with this, mostly for the sake of time, and get down to do what I have to do, and don't spend too much time with those things. But I mean, you're gonna create your own fonts. You can spend as much time as you want. Okay, so here this is just a picture of a piece of paper. I just got a marker. I sketch out those fonts, and very basic, nothing too intense. Again, I created fonts in the past that was like really good stuff, really well detailed each individually. But again, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going very simple. Okay, so here's a photograph. As you can see, I'm in Photoshop right now. Okay, first thing that I'm gonna do here, because I want to import all these letters into Illustrator. So first thing that I'm gonna do here in Photoshop, if you have a scanner that can do a really good job for you, you should use it. If not, work with image. A decent picture will do the job. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut this, trim it a little bit. What I'm gonna do is also I'm gonna go to the adjustment. Let me see here. I'm gonna go to mode and image mode, grayscale. We just want to make this black and white. I'm gonna hold Command and M on my keyboard. I'm in Mac. I'm gonna make this a little bit brighter. Let's see, actually going down here a little bit brighter, because I want the whites. I want to become black and white. That's the goal of this. As you can see, I just want my image to be black and white, so they'll be a little bit easier to work in Illustrator. Okay, right there, nice black and white. I'm gonna just Command and S. I'm gonna save. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna save this image, because I'm gonna open, and I'm gonna save this image as a JPEG. I will save this image as a PNG. Because it just is a black and white with 8 colors. I'm gonna just put 2 colors here, so you can see it's just black and white. Whatever extra color that's in my documents is gone, just black and white here. It will do a really great service for me in Illustrator, and you will see that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, save this as my super font. Let's save my desktop. It's gonna be easy. All right, great, wonderful. All right, so going down to Illustrator now. Let me just go down to Illustrator. Just give me a second. Let me transfer to Illustrator. Going down to Illustrator, I have this really weird font here right now. Let me just delete this. And all right, so really pay attention now, because this is the most time-consuming thing. Okay. I'm gonna create a few layers here. I have layers. I'm gonna create, let's see, uppercase, and I will create another layer here called lowercase. All right, wonderful. I'm gonna just go with uppercase first. Oops. Hold on. I'm gonna go with uppercase. So I'm gonna go ahead here and I just lock this lowercase here. All right, and what I'm going to be doing to, I just delete this, don't save. What I'm going to do to, I'm going to create another document. Okay, so for things to be easier here for me, I'm gonna go ahead and just Command N, a new document. Can change the color mode to RGB. All right, just, you don't need to, but I just change it because I'm working digitally and I want to be working with directly with the screen. So RGB, it will do the job. All right, so I have this here right now, and so on my first document here, the one that I create uppercase and lowercase, okay, here is below here, as a child of each one of them, I will add all my fonts and just copy and paste in the new documents. Okay, so that's kind of the plan that I'm going to be doing. You need to be very organized when you're going to create fonts, very, very organized. So be aware of that. Okay, it's pretty easy to mess things around and to get confused. So be organized when you create your project. So create your documents. On the second document I create, I don't have my ruler here, so I'm gonna click Command and R just to add my ruler. You can see it just got added. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add some guidelines here. Okay, this is going to be the guidelines that will be the measurement of my fonts, and because I'm going to be working with the lowercase and uppercase, I want the fonts to be, all of them to be consistent, the size of it, everything perfect. Okay, so I'm going to just add the guidelines right here for now. Later I can change, and when I set this guideline, I will not change that anymore, then I can lock it. Okay, because if you move the guidelines, that's going to be problematic. Okay, your fonts will be inconsistent. Okay, so just leave it like this right now. So it's the bottom of the letter, the middle, and the very top, and the little space on the sides. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and import the the file that I created in Photoshop. I can open here, or I can go into File. Let me see if Illustrator here, they don't have it. I just can drag it into, I'm gonna go to File. I open here my desktop. I'm gonna just drag the file into, huge file, into Illustrator. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller so we can work a little bit with this. All right. Wonderful. Nice and smaller. Let me see if things are fine here. All right, cool. You guys can see everything, so make sure that I'm recording what I'm supposed to be recording. All right, so I have my font here. Now, as you can see, this is just a whole file, right? What I need to do first, I need to separate this whole thing here, piece by piece. And the way that you do this is you're gonna go ahead and you can click on this image trace here. As you can see, there's a lot of options here. High fidelity photo, 3 colors, 6 colors, 16 colors. What I have here is just 2 colors, like the white and the black, the background. First, I want to delete that whole background here. So first, what I'm going to be doing, there's so many options. I want to click here to show to you a few things. Sketch art. When I click in sketch art, this is what I got. I got very nicely already separated, you see, just by clicking sketch art. So let me just go back here to show to you a few other things. Sketch art, let's see, silhouette, nice, line art, right there. Am I gonna get just the outlines of the letter? Right there, very interesting. That's some little thing here. So you can see there's a lot of options, right? So I'm gonna just go with a silhouette here. It gave me a really good job, so let me just expand and show to you. So that's the letter. Okay, it's already got very, very nice. There's some imperfections on it, but it's not pixelated because I imported as a PNG file from Photoshop. It already gave me not as JPEG, which is image file. All right, cool. still, they're all together and all together. I need to work with them individually, right? So what I'm going to do first here, I'm going to go ahead and after selecting them, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this button called Expand. Okay, so you see the background is gone forever. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Expand. When I click Expand, look what I have now. So all the blue outlines here, and when I click on them, let me just click another button here. When I click on, if I click 2 times on each one of them, well, there I can select them individually. You see, or you can select, so because they're grouped, you can click with the right button and you can ungroup everything. If you want to group everything, you just will be able to select them individually. Okay, so really watch out not for you not to mess things around. All right, everything is detached very nicely right here. What I will be doing now, I'm gonna start with the letter A. I'm gonna copy this letter. Okay, copy the letter A. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer to my second file. Remember the one that I created. Make sure that you save this thing first. I'm gonna put my super font, because if the software crashes at some point, it's a lot of work lost. Okay, so make sure that you keep saving your projects. Always clicking on Command S or Control S in your Windows computer. All right, so I copy the letter A right now, selected, copy, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the letter A right here. See, very tiny, because that was a very tiny file. I'm gonna go ahead, hold Shift, or if you wanna hold Shift and Option in a Mac, you can expand the whole letter to the size that you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and resize it, my letter. So I think that this is a pretty good size for right now of my letter. Okay, right here, really good. See, let me just go a little bit bigger right there on the sides. I'm gonna make my my working board a little bit bigger, my artboard a little bit bigger, just by expanding a little bit down here. Okay, right there. All right, so now I need to reorganize my my guidelines. Okay, because my guideline has a problem, my guidelines, and all the letters needs to be exactly the same size as this. Okay, you cannot change it because otherwise it's gonna have big deficiencies. Here is the bottom of my A. I like the bottom S here because there's always a little bit of style here. The size is pretty fine. The sizes are pretty fine. The sides, and here I want the middle. Okay, to be the middle of my letter. Actually, I'm gonna put it right here, the middle. Okay, let me negotiate a little bit right here. Okay, cool. So is this middle of my letter right here? Cool. You can do anything that you want to do in this letter, right? I mean, you can change the colors, you can do anything. For font purposes, because you're creating a font, you want to create it black because you always can change it, right? There are so many things that you can do. But ideally, you want to create black. I recommend you to create or completely filled or just outline it, because you always can fill this, whatever project you are creating. But usually people create fonts with just filled without outline. Okay, and you can see there are an outline on this. You can see it's empty here. Make sure that's empty, and you just filled with color, usually black. Okay. All right, so I have my first letter A here. Now that I have my first letter A, let me see. Hold on. I have my first letter A. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save this letter. Okay. I'm gonna save this letter for the other software that I'm gonna be using. So the way that you're gonna save this letter is you're gonna go to File, you're gonna go to export and export as, and here in format you're gonna click on SVG. Okay, so on SVG, when you click export, another window will be open. But this is going to be very, very important, the way that you're going to rename your letter. Okay, I highly recommend you to create a folder with super fonts with your name, whatever name you want to create. And there you're going to save all your fonts. This is an uppercase letter. So I'm going to go ahead and rename as A uppercase. Okay, whatever the letter, whatever the symbol is, you're going to rename it. So you can see here A uppercase dot SVG. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click export. Now I have all this here. So it says styling, internal CSS, and there are other options here. Don't change it. Font SVG, don't change it. Image preserve, don't change it. Objects ID, don't change it. Decimal, don't change. Don't change anything here, okay? And I go ahead and click OK. All right, cool. So you have the letter A now. Now that you have the letter A, you can put the letter A aside. You can delete the letter, okay? You can delete the letter. Go ahead to, you can even delete from here too, or just make a copy of this whole thing. Put it there, just leave it there, and just as a backup, go ahead, delete this, go with the letter B, go back to your documents. Don't change the, if you change this by accident, click Ctrl Z or the guidelines, or go here to, let's see, to view, let me see here, let's see, lock, grid. Let me see if there's guidelines, any other specific guides. Lock guides, you see? Lock guides. You are not able to change the guidelines, okay? Not able to change, so lock it, okay? So I'm gonna paste the letter B there. Command Shift, gonna resize this whole letter here. And you can see the B is a lot bigger than the A, right? Lot bigger. So I needed to make sure that I change the dimension of it, okay? Otherwise, my letter is going to be very problematic. So I go ahead, change the dimensions very nicely of the letter B, and go ahead and save. Go to File, Export, Export as, SVG is already there, and B, capital B, right there. As you can see, I have one here. Export. Don't change anything. B. And that's pretty much what you're going to be doing, okay? You're going to be going letter by letter, okay? Let me just go to one more. C, and let me just click this. I don't have anything on this one. C. Let's delete this B. C. The reason why I told you to also in a previous folder to type to rename lowercase case and uppercase is because if you want to lowercase upper, is because if you want to see that I have right here right now, let me just delete all this. Is because if you you see, let me lock this uppercase right there. Good. If you I created a wrong one, sorry, let me just go back to actually no, I created a correct one. Go back here, uppercase, paste here, right there. You see, uppercase is really nice. Oh, where is my fonts? My fonts just disappear. I'm happy about that. Hold on. Let me see what I just happened. Oh, right there. I have a lowercase on a, let me see. There you go. On this one here, lowercase is all my My guidelines, uppercase. Case. Let me just go back to this and right there, lock that one. The reason why I told you to do that, let's go back to what I was saying, is because if you want to add all your letters here, you can be working on each one individually, depending if you're decorating them or changing the colors, doing whatever you want to do. You can go ahead and keep renaming you there. You see I have the letter C, A, B, C, D, all the way, the entire alphabet in a lowercase 2 with the symbols and everything. It helps you to organize, okay? That's kind of the main reason why you should do that. So you can see I just have this letter selected here. So it really helps you with that. So I'm gonna go ahead, resize this letter right there very nicely. I can even rotate this letter if I want to fix it a little bit, so it'll be more like you see it like this. And again, you really can edit this font, okay, according to what you think that would work really nicely right there. This needs to be, you see, this is a bigger letter because of this section here. So I might have to adjust this letter. And for me to adjust, to change a few things here, I can go ahead and edit this a little bit by selecting this direction 2, and you can see all the points here. When I selected the direction 2, I will select these parts. Let me go ahead with these parts here and make it down a little bit right there. There you go, cool. It's not perfect, it's just for the sake of this tutorial. Oh, there, pretty okay, decent. Go ahead, file, export as, and capital C. Cool. All right, so that's kind of pretty much for now. I'm gonna work with the newer software on how to build the fonts. That was gonna be really important. So please take advantage and watch the other tutorial, the part 2, because this is there that I will complete on how to actually create and work with the font. Cool. So yeah, again, thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a really good time watching. Please subscribe to the channel, support the channel, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.